Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Postgame Show on Pittsburgh Baseball Now. I, of course, once again, am your host, Anthony DiNardo. Pirates lose 2-0. Wasn't the prettiest game, but wasn't a terrible game. I mean, if anything, we saw once again the Pirates definitely battle back still. You know, down 2-0. Josh Hader comes in. The tail end of the lineup's up. Cruz, Sawinski, and then Michael Perez, although he was pinch hit for. Listen, Josh Hader was pitching on the mound, closing out the game. They had the bases loaded with Brian Reynolds up the bat with 2 outs. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better situation, most likely. But Brian Reynolds does fly out to left field. Game over. But again, I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. So I guess to start off, we'll talk about Zach Thompson coming back from the IL. Said last night there's going to be Katana pitching. Pirates had other plans. So they optioned Bryce Wilson, who once again yesterday did his job, right? We talked about. So today Zach Thompson comes back from the IL. And I guess the best way to put it here as well is he did his job. You know, it wasn't pretty, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, he wasn't missing any bats. And they're hitting pretty hard off of him all day. But it does go 4.2 innings, gives up 2 earned runs, 4 hits, just 1 walk, and it's 2 strikeouts. But the damage was done on the home run. So Navarez goes deep off of him, makes it a 2-0 game. And that's basically it. That's all was needed. That was all the offense of basically the entire day. He goes deep, makes it 2-0. Pirates can't come back, and that's your ball game. But regardless, talking about Zach Thompson. So once again, coming back from the IL, he's missed a few starts. Talked about it being an elbow strain. You know, he didn't look terrible. I mean, I don't think anyone expected him to go too deep in this ball game, which he didn't. So again, he went 4.2, 2 earned runs, pretty much what you probably would have expected and hoped for to come from him today. Didn't have much offense behind him, obviously, but like I said, he gave up some really, really hard hits. He was giving up a lot of contact, wasn't missing any bats. I think only 2 whiffs in the entire game. His stuff, he didn't have the best command either, especially his secondary pitches. Sinker was looking pretty decent. But again, he wasn't having a whole lot of command on his pitches. So due up to rust, you're right, coming back from the IL and such. He's certainly, I will say, impressed me, right? Going back from that Stallings trade. You know, I didn't expect much of him at all in the bullpen or the rotation. Expected him probably to end up being in the bullpen at one point. But since his, you know, mix of pitches has changed and such, he has certainly become a better pitcher, right? We all talk about him and JT Brubaker basically the same point of time. So again, decent start from Zach Thompson. The bullpen, though, like they definitely did their job. So he goes out. Dwayne Underwood also comes back from the IL today, same point of time. And he does Dwayne Underwood stuff. Goes 1.1 innings, only a hit, a walk, a strikeout, no runs, right? Holds the Brewers down. Then in comes Tyler Beede to give us 2 solid innings as well. No hits, no walks, a strikeout. And then to cap it off, Chris Stratton comes in. As Jim and I have talked, like we are believers in Chris Stratton. He's pretty much been doing the same stuff he's been doing. The results just haven't totally been there this year. But hey, 1 inning is all he needed, and he does exactly what he needs to do. He pitches a full inning, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no walks either. So Chris Stratton looked good. The bullpen looked good. I mean, they all did their job. Again, overall, as the pitching goes, even as crisp as Zach Thompson wasn't today, you know, again, I give him kudos. He did his job. The team was in the game. But again, the offense just wasn't there, didn't show up, except for Daniel Vogelbach. So like he had some big hits today, all singles, but I mean, he was looking good at the plate. He has a pretty decent series this weekend as well versus former club, the Brewers. But yeah, Daniel Vogelbach goes 3 for 4. Jack Sawinski also had a pretty nice game, going 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 doubles. So 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. And also a big walk in the 9th inning, right? Set the table, get 2 guys on base. So pretty big game for them. But like outside of those two, wasn't much. 4 hits combined for the rest of the offense today. Hayes goes 1 for 4. Brian Reynolds, and again, I talked how you couldn't pretty much ask for like a better situation with bases loaded. Brian Reynolds up, Mr. June, but he goes 0 for 5 today. 2 strikeouts. Didn't look too good at the plate. And that's basically it. So Michael Chavis, Blind Madris had a hit. Michael Perez did have a hit as well. So again, the Pirates had 9 hits today. Brewers only did have 5 hits, but again, like I mentioned, it was that home run that pretty much capitalized it and gave it to 2-0. So I don't know. Just the game was just, again, there's no offense. Pitching did their job. Not too much to really talk in. Cruz still doing oh no Cruz things, right? Facing a lefty and Josh Hader. He went full count, as we keep talking with oh no Cruz, like he does strike out a lot, but he's not up there just hacking away. He's going to have to really figure out lefty pitching. But again, Josh Hader, one of the best relievers in baseball, right? I mean, say what you want about the guy personally, but one of the best pitchers in baseball. And oh no Cruz up to the plate. He held his own. That's all I can say. He struck out. Hader has a nasty slider. He got on with one slider, then he got a fastball just painted on the corner there that Cruz, just on a 3-2 count, couldn't get a hold of and struck out. So, Cruz, 2 strikeouts today. Talk about Ke'Bryan Hayes, though. Ke'Bryan Hayes had a really nice defensive game. I know he had an error. That ball was fired at him, bouncing out of his glove, but made 2 really impressive catches today. Well, not really totally catches, but plays. One was a catch and got the out, diving catch, got the out a second, ran up on one, threw out first. So, I mean, Ke'Bryan Hayes looked really good with the glove. No one's surprised. I mean, leads all MLB in defensive runs saved. But again, to me, like that was basically it. Opposed to no one be able to like stand up in the batter's box. I don't know what that was about. Vogelbach on his last at bat, he hit one to the outfield, slipped, and then made it to first base. And then Heineman also, of course, that went foul, but he hit a ball. And in the 9th inning, when he came to pitch hit a ball, he slipped as well. So everyone at the end of the game was slipping in the batter's box. That was entertaining, especially for being big guys. But yeah, so that was the game today. Now, I guess some things to talk about, some things for note. It is Sunday, of course. So Kevin Newman is going to be coming back from the IL. Ben Cherington had a few things to say about that. So Kevin Newman coming back, he will play second, which I think we all speculated because of course, O'Neill Cruz being up. But on top of that, he's going to be playing shortstop as well. Ben Cherington said there's nothing wrong with having O'Neill Cruz play other positions so that way Kevin Newman can play shortstop and second base, which I find to be something wrong with that. and I guess the point being is this is your prospect. This is your top prospect coming up who, again, like don't look at the numbers particularly, even though they're not bad per se. He looks talented. He looks really good. And here's the thing too, as far as defense goes on shortstop, he's looked very capable. So like there's nothing so far that screams to me that O'Neill Cruz cannot play shortstop. Everything we've heard out of this front office mouth is that he can play shortstop and they think he can, and he will be a shortstop. Everything you hear from scouts is he can. And now that we're all seeing it in front of our eyes, albeit it's been 14 starts for him, I think 14 games that he's played in. Just in those 14 games that we've seen, he looks like a pretty darn good shortstop. Yeah, he makes some errors. He's some of his throws aren't online, and that's what we're going to kind of expect. But some of the plays that he does make that Kevin Newman can't, like that's what you're going to see. So he's playing really good. Kevin Newman isn't that good of a ball player. Like there's nothing more that I can really say. We've had a large enough sample size outside of his rookie season. He just has not performed. I mean, going back to 2020, I believe he's at like a 56 weighted run created plus since then. I mean, it's very, very bad offensively. And here's the thing, too. If you want to talk about O'Neal Cruz has 2 errors on the year in 13 games. Kevin Newman has played, I believe, 14 games so far. If you want to count errors, he has 4. So he hasn't looked good defensively now, albeit both of them is short sample. I get that. But it's not as if it's like, well, hey, listen, Kevin Newman is going to save this team on his defense. He has looked awful this year defensively as well. And he doesn't have a bat. And to say that you're going to move O'Neal Cruz off to give Kevin Newman at bats on a team that struggles to find offense every single day, for the most part, it seems like today, as we talk about, not, of course, that O'Neal Cruz did anything today to help, but it's not as if like he can't and isn't better than Kevin Newman offensively anyways. So like that does bother me. Why are you trying to find ways to get Kevin Newman into the game when he isn't an asset to this club anymore? Again, outside of his rookie season, which is a fine rookie year, he hasn't been good. He just simply hasn't. And even for people that are talking about like as far as a trade chip goes, I don't know who wants Kevin Newman. And if so, I don't know what you're going to get in return from a Kevin Newman. So to try to, again, move O'Neal Cruz all around the diamond or the outfield, most likely, right? To get Kevin Newman in there is just kind of perplexing to me. But we'll see how it transpires. We'll see what actually happens when Shelton has a lineup card and does what he does with it. But that is what Derek Shelton said. He does want to get Kevin Newman into shortstop and have O'Neal Cruz play other positions. So less outfielders in the outfield. Great. Just what this club needs. The other thing is the Pirates. So we talked yesterday about them trading Anthony Bonda to the Blue Jays for cash considerations, which to me, good, no big deal. Not a fan of Anthony Bonda. Today they do the opposite. So for a club that basically has Cam View as a left-handed reliever, they go and trade to the Yankees cash, probably what they got from Anthony Bonda, I would assume. But they go and get Manny Banuelos. Okay. Like to me, this is just like they just needed a lefty, and he was just simply available from the Yankees just for cash. Just gonna be a short, I guess. To me, my thought, a short stint. I don't foresee much from Anthony Banuelos. He's a 31-year-old relief pitcher. Again, is a lefty, but he has a total of 85 career innings. Basically, you can consider him as like a career minor leaguer. He spent some time with the Braves. Excuse me. Spent some time with the Braves, mainly for the White Sox last year. 50 innings pitched to a 6.93 ERA. And then he was with the Yankees this year, 8.1 innings pitched, 2.16 ERA. The velocity's up this year. So, like, you can speak to that, I guess, a little bit. You know, he has increased velocity. He's throwing about 94, where he's been about 92, 90 before. Again, it's very small sample right now. Again, we're talking about 8.1 innings this year for the Yankees, but I don't expect much out of him, which, again, just goes to the inadequacy of this bullpen. Like, there's just outside of Bednar, outside of Will Crow, Dylan Peters is coming back, Stratton. You know, there's not much here. There just simply isn't. And it's just disappointing because we see how the lack of, bullpen help has hurt this club. So I don't know. De Los Santos has actually been coming through pretty big in clutch spots. So if he can continue that, like I said, if Dylan Peters comes back, maybe they'll get some length. Still nothing as far as lefties. And I guess Manny Banuelos is going to provide that for the club. I don't know for how long. We'll find out. But that trade happened today as well. Also expect that Ben Gamble and Yoshi will be coming back next week at some point in time. As Ben Cherington said, for the Yankees series. So hopefully for the Yankee series. So definitely some more transactions to happen at that point in time. Again, we can all speculate and talk about who it's going to be. I don't know. I really don't know. I can tell you what I think, but again, that doesn't mean that's what they're going to do. But with that said, so yeah, Pirates do lose today 2-0. They are off tomorrow, so happy 4th of July for everyone. Pirates will not be playing, so you guys can enjoy your entire day. No Pirates baseball, but they will be back playing the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. So with that said, we will also return for the post game after that game, and we'll talk to you then. Again, thank you for everyone for watching, for listening to this. If you still are, go ahead and like this, subscribe if you're not, turn on the notifications so you know we're on, and we'll see you next time. And before we go, yeah, Dave. Okay, so Dave tosses in there. I will say, yeah. So Yoshi has hit 2 homers in the last 2 games. I think last night's he went away as well. I don't know what today's was, but yeah, I guess it is AAA. But it's nice to see Yoshi having some power because that's what he's been lacking in the major leagues. He's, as we joked, he's been a singles hitter and a walk guy, but he doesn't hit much, so he doesn't get many singles either. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm willing to go ahead and see Yoshi and not Van Meter, who's been taking mainly first base duties when there's a righty up there with Chavis, sitting or whatever. So I'm good bringing Yoshi back. Just see what he has until the deadline was coming up. And at that point in time, you can cut ties with them or whatever. But anyways, we will be back again on Tuesday, as mentioned. We'll see you then. Take it easy. Bye-bye.